नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी आषाद देशधारिणे नमो महावरण्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुसे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So we are now starting with the 11th canto. So we can take the we have Vedamis in show screen. 11th canto, first chapter. Sudarshan Vasudeva.
Yes,
Anybody can share the
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
yes, summary.
Shivana Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vandana Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'll share, Prabhu.
Thank you. You have the Vedamis. Yeah, 11.1 summary. Yes, who would like to read?
Hare Krishna, bro.
Yes, bro. Prabhuji, please.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Summary, Srimad Bhagavatham 11.1 summary. This chapter gives a hint of destruction of the Yadu dynasty, which took place owing to the appearance of an iron club. Hearing this narration is a great impetus for becoming detached from the material world. Lord Sri Krishna expertly arranged the great Kurukshetra battle between the Kurus and the Pandavas, and thus removed to the great extent the earth's burden. But the Supreme Lord, whose influence is inconceivable, was not yet satisfied because of the continued presence of undefeatable Yadu family. The Lord desired to bring about the destruction of the Yadu dynasty so that he could completely wind up his pastimes on the earth and go back to his own abode. Using the pretense of a curse by an assembly of Brahmanas, he withdrew his entire dynasty from the surface of the earth. By Sri Krishna's desire, many great sages headed by Narada and Vishwamitra assembled at the holy place named Pindaraka, near the city of Dwaraka. The young boys of the Yadu family, absorbed in a playful mood, also arrived there. These boys dressed Samba in the guise of a pregnant woman about to give birth and inquired from the sages about the fruitfulness of Samba's so-called pregnancy. The sages cursed the mocking boys by saying she will give birth to a club that will destroy your family. The Yadus, frightened by this curse, immediately lifted the garment from the Samba's abdomen and found a club. Hurrying to the assembly of Ugrasen, the king of Yadus, they offered a report of everything that had taken place. Fearing the Brahmana's curse, the Yaduraj Ugrasen ordered the club ground to be powder and thrown into the ocean. Within the ocean, a fish swallowed the last remaining lump of iron, and the waves carried all the bits of ground powder to the shore, where they were implanted and eventually grew into a grove of canes. Fishermen caught the fish, and the hunter named Jara used the iron lump found in its belly to fashion an arrow. Although the super soul Lord Sri Krishna understood what was happening, he did not wish to do anything to counteract it. Rather, in the form of time, he sanctioned these events. Hare Krishna.
This PPT I have not shared yet, na?
No, Prabhu.
Okay, I will maybe this week I will give that link. That PPT is also there. Next time we'll see the PPT. So this is the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. So very bewildering and quite confusing sometimes. Pastime of the Lord. So how these small boys, they ridiculed the sages like Narad Muni and Vishwamitra Muni who were there, and they dressed Samba as a woman, and they asked, who is going to get born? A pregnant woman. And they could understand. And because that iron club, Maushal, why it's called Maushal Lila is because that Maushal is called the club. Sorry. So Maushal is called the club, Maushal Lila. So this is called Maushal Lila. So that club came out from the womb of this Samba. And then they immediately what they did? They took it to Ugrasen. And then Ugrasen that time didn't consult Krishna, it is said. And Ugrasen, अरे इसको जाके powder करके फेंक दो, because this is going to destroy. So then that was eaten by a fish, and then the remaining powder went and then went to the place where they from those powder grew big stalks of wood, iron clubs, with which later all of them fight. So so they do like that, and then later actually Krishna only advises all the Yadus that we should go for a pilgrimage to Prabhas to counteract the curse. And then all of them when they go, and then they drink this Varuni, they drink and then they start fighting, and even they start beating Krishna and Balram also. That time Krishna and Balram also feel it was a very ghastly, bloody scene. And then afterwards Balram also takes the form of a white snake and he goes, and then Krishna leaves. So if somebody sees a new person, he will be thoroughly bewildered. Arey, ye sab log Yadus were Krishna's such a great associates, and they did such a ghastly bloodshed and fighting among themselves. In Dwarka they were living so nicely. So this pastime actually confuses many. And one of the lessons is this pastime is there to confuse. This pastime is there for creating confusion. Can anybody tell why confusion should be created? Why Lord did like this confusing pastime? What can be the reason?
Everything happens due to his free will, Prabhuji. So see, wherever it's my humble submission, Prabhuji. Basically, whatever that requires our understanding, where we have to do something, then clarity should be there. Wherever if Bhagavan wants to do something, why we should get the clarity? It is his wish. So he can confuse us, he can clarify, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that is a good answer for devotees. But people also will ask, na? Then they say, why like this? God did, So anyways, what you have told is also right. But what Lord does is for art, where we have to ask. But one of the reasons Acharyas give why Lord does this, there are many reasons. One of the reasons is he wants to confuse so that the atheist and the theist are separated. So those who they said that believers needs no reason, non-believers accept no reason. So those who are non-believers or those who are atheists, they also need some reason to believe that God doesn't exist. देखो तुम्हारे भगवान तो एक तीर से मारे गए, वो कैसे भगवान हो सकते हैं? उनके घर वाले सभी अपना अपना झगड़ा करके एक दूसरे को मार दिया, ये कैसे है भगवान? So like that, they get separated, they get filtered out, and those who are devotees, they see it as a wonderful leela, which teaches us so many different things. So filtering out those who are believers and non-believers, Lord does such leelas. Lord does such pastime so that the atheist also gets sufficient reason to actually believe that God doesn't exist.
Like we can say, Prabhu, like shortlisting.
Shortlisting, yeah. Shortlisting. Those who are firm believers, they will believe in the Lord's Leela and they will appreciate this Leela and they will praise, and they are one who actually passes the test. So it's like an exam. So in exam we know who are duffers, who are non-sincere people and who are sincere. So उसमें ये filter out हो जाता है, sort out हो जाता है. So like that, Lord does this to sort out. That is one reason. Another reason is, our Acharya says that many reasons our Acharya has given. Another reason is Lord also wants to show that this material world is not a permanent place to stay. We should get out of this world. So this world is not a good place. So Lord actually leaves this world also with this such confusing pastime. So here in the summary you saw what is written. What was written? This first line. If you can show again. Right? See, hearing this narration. Hearing this narration is a great impetus for becoming detached from the material world. Yeah. So this pastime should give us impetus for what? Renouncing this material world, getting detached. So anything can happen here. वो अपना अपना ही झगड़ा करके, such a great family, and and then Lord left. So this is impetus that material world is not a good place. निकल चलो जल्दी से. So this is impetus to become detached from the material world.
Babaji, Krishna is practicing what he is preaching.
Yeah, he told in Bhagavad Gita also, na? And how this material world is very temporary, full of misery. So he is also saying that how one should not stay too long. Bas ho gaya. Chalo. Don't build a house on the bridge. Don't be too much attached. Ho gaya, chalo, bhago. But for us, sometimes we become too much attached to a situation, to some condition, to some person, and suddenly when it is changed, then we become bewildered. But we have to understand, this is material world. Change is only the unchangeable thing in this material world. So that's why we should not put our faith and our shelter, we should not take, which are quite temporary things. Whenever we take things as shelter, temporary things, what happens? Whenever those things change, we get confused, we get bewildered, we become depressed. How many have experienced? You take shelter of something temporary, attached to temporary, and then when the thing changes, then you feel you feel so bad, painful. It happens.
What's happening before, Prabhu? Not now.
Huh? Everybody?
Not necessarily things with people also. Not necessarily things with people also this happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Hare Krishna, Shivagana Prabhu and Amada Prabhu raised hand.
Shivagana Prabhu and
Arjun Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji. No, I
This is
just want
a
to
response. It's a response.
Yeah, to respond, to say that we have gone through this experience.
Acha, acha.
Especially when I was in Bahrain and Qatar working for a big organization. I thought this is the best organization. I'll be there forever. But because of change in circumstances, then we decided, okay, the stress levels are so high, and it's all temporary things are temporary. Only Krishna is permanent.
Yeah. And when the change happens, then we feel, why? सब कुछ तो अच्छा चल रहा था. I am also undergoing some like that. That's why I am able to speak with realization. Even in Brahmachari's life also it can be. You become attached to some situation, some seva. You become attached to some seva, and that seva is taken away. You feel painful. It's painful. Why? So, not to speak of some seva, some person, some condition. One day we have to leave this world only. The intelligent person doesn't get so much disturbed because that situation has changed. So first of all, one should not identify too much with that situation, and even if that thing changes, then one should understand that this is the nature of material world. Nothing is permanent. Your seva is not permanent. Now some other seva is given. Now you have to do that. Get adjusted and move on. Go on. So our attachment is the main reason. So that's why hearing this pastime, one should get impetus to be detached. Be detached and be happy. Attached. So in the, I think 11th or 12th canto, this example of a crow comes. A crow, he finds a piece of meat somewhere, and he is when he finds the meat, and he is very happy. Oh, I will go and now enjoy this meat. So when he's flying, suddenly he sees lot of crows. They also want to eat that meat. So all of them come and they are actually about to attack that crow because he has the piece of meat. And that crow, my God, he is so afraid. So many crows. And he leaves that piece of meat. All the crows go behind that. And he is saved. Tyagat Shanti Anantaram. Asha Paramam Dukkham, Nirasha Paramam Sukham. This is said by Pingla, which will come, I think, in 11th canto only. Pingla story. So getting attached, too much attached to things of this world causes anxiety, and then there is problem, there is misery. So the one should be detached. So Krishna finished his work quickly and gone. So when Prabhupada was about to leave his body, that time what he said when somebody asked, do you have any desire? What he said?
Kuch ichha nahi hai.
Kuch ichha nahi. There are many so-called religionists and such people who were asked when they are leaving, they said, "Arey, मेरी इच्छा थी कि उधर एक ये करना था, ये भी बाकी था, वो बाकी था." Prabhupada tells the story of that person, a businessman who was about to leave, and the doctor told, "No, only you have 4 days." And he says, "अरे और मुझे एक हफ्ता, एक महीना थोड़ा extend करो ना." Doctor says, "एक महीना? I cannot extend 4 seconds. Not 1 month. You have to leave." So most of the people die in this world with that hankering still. अरे थोड़ा समय मिलता तो और ये होता है ना. Nobody lives कि हाँ बस सब कुछ किया हमने. Always there is some desire. So that attachment is the root cause. Attachment, give up the attachment, you are happy. Just like a truck is there and you put a hook behind that and a rope which is tied to your body, and then you put a hook behind the truck and the truck is moving full speed, and then when you are dragged with that and because you are dragged, you feel hurt all over the body, and the truck is going in different ways, different paths, and you are also dragged with that. So can you blame the truck driver? Because of this truck driver, he is taking the truck everywhere. I am getting bruised and hurt. Who is to be blamed?
The individual only. The individual who.
Yeah. Why? Because we only has put the hook.
Yeah, hook.
You remove the hook and it's gone and you are free. Yeah? So that hook is like the attachment. We put attachment to some situation, to some person, and some circumstances, and then that circumstances changes, and then we feel so much miserable. But you remove that hook, and then it's simple. You are not affected. So that way, this attachment in this material world is, you get attached. It's like this world is like a soft bed. Soft bed means very easy to get in, but very difficult to get out. Right, no? So there are various types of beds nowadays. Very posh, and then you go, you feel so nice, very easy to get in. But then when the morning alarm rings, you feel, you don't feel like getting out of the bed. So material world is also like that. You feel nice, cozy. To get out is not so easy. So nobody wants to get out. One wants, thoda.
Hiranyakashipu, no, Prabhuji? Soft bed.
Soft bed, yeah. Hiranyakashipu. So very easy to get in, but very difficult to get out. So that is what one lesson we can learn from this, that don't be attached with this world. Be attached with the permanent things. When you attach or permanent things, then permanent things don't change. Then you don't feel the pain. So, but you have attachment to temporary things, then they change. And then there will be pain. Then one should be ready for that. So Krishna is showing this. One should be detached. And then also Krishna wants to show from this pastime that when one commits some aparad, an offense to Vaishnavas, then Lord doesn't like that. So even if the offense is against the offense is committed by Lord's own people, then also Lord then will not leave them. So Lord wanted to say that Narad Muni and Vishwamitra Muni and the great sages. So Lord showed that if you commit offense to my devotees, then I am not pleased. Then it will lead to destruction. That is one of the lessons. The Lord doesn't like. For him, he is offended. That is okay. But when his devotees are offended, he doesn't like. Which example is given? How Lord can tolerate.
Ambarish and Durvasa.
Yeah, but Lord tolerates offense towards himself, but Lord cannot tolerate offense towards his devotees.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime also for his mother.
Mother?
Mother, she offended Advaita Acharya. So she did not give Krishna prem easily.
Yeah. See, Lord's own mother, she is showing. So even if mother commits offense, then he will not forgive. Yeah.
Nityananda Prabhu, Jagai Madai episode.
Jagai Madai. Yeah, Jagai Madai. So they are such Lord is so merciful, Karuna Avatar. But when Nityananda Prabhu was hit, then he came with a chakra about to kill. So offense, the example is given of a person walking on the hot street. When he is walking on a hot street, the sun is shining very hot on the head, and the feet are burning due to the street. So which is more unbearable?
street actually.
Feet.
Feet.
Yeah, the burning due to the street. So on the head, the sun we may tolerate, but not the hot street. So similarly, the devotees who are there at the lotus feet of the Lord, when they are offended at the lotus feet, so that Lord is not tolerating. The heat at the lotus feet is not tolerated. But Lord, for him on the head, is offense towards himself, he can tolerate. But not towards. So Durvas, as you said, Durvas and Lord. Actually, there is story of Durvas visiting Dwarka. How many have heard?
Is staying other part of Yamuna and Gopi is visiting him.
That is Vrindavan.
Oh.
I'm saying Dwarka.
Dwarka.
Kuntala Devi Mataji, she has raised the hand. Okay. Shakuntala Mataji, you know the story? Mataji raised the hand.
Yes, Prabhu.
What happens?
He's stumbling and he.
Durvas Muni visits Dwarka.
And Durvas Muni gave kheer to have hot kheer to drink Lord Krishna, and he troubled so much.
Yeah. Where you heard this?
I don't know when I heard this.
Okay. Yeah. Durvas Muni gives actually demands. I want to eat hot kheer. So Krishna immediately brings hot kheer. And then he says that I want you to apply this on your body, on Krishna's body. So he said that you apply to your own body this hot. Krishna, just to please Durvas Muni, he applies the hot kheer on his body. And then Durvas Muni says that I want to ride and I want to see Dwarka on your chariot. Krishna says, yes, sir, immediately. So he says to chariot driver, chalo, today Durvas Muni wants to see the Dwarka. So Durvas Muni says, not like this. I want that you should drive. You should drive means instead of the horses, you should be there and I will ride like that throughout the Dwarka. Can you imagine? Krishna and Rukmini, both, they become like the horse. And then they give a nice tour to Durvas Muni in whole Dwarka. So everybody seeing this, they are like in tears. But because Lord is showing that how dear to me is a Brahmana, Durvas. So offense towards himself, Lord is tolerating. But then the same Durvas Muni, when he offends whom?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj. Then Lord doesn't tolerate. Then I will show you. Then Lord sends Sudarshan Chakra, and for 1 year Durvas was running and running and running. The Lord tolerated for his own sake, but Lord will not tolerate for his devotee's sake. So like that, this also we see from this pastime that how Lord took the offense. And then another lesson we learn is that this pride leads to actually dissension. So this intoxication leads to pride and pride leads to dissension amongst devotees. So when they all had gone there, how it began was they took intoxication. And by that they became like mad, madhamatta. And then there was small something disagreement on that, then they started fighting. So we may not drink some wine or something, but intoxication is like that pride. When there is pride, then there is fight. Then there is dissension. So that's why Lord doesn't like pride. So Prabhupada would always say that ISKCON doesn't have external enemy. ISKCON has more threat from internal. If our own devotee is there, ego comes in between, and then they become proud and they feel, whatever I say, I am right. They don't listen to others, and then that will cause dissension. So the fight began like that, and the whole dynasty was destroyed. So pride, ego, this can cause fall down of a community. So it's very dangerous. Ego. Some people, what they say, my way is the highway. ऐसा किया तो ही ठीक है. If you don't do like this, हो ही नहीं सकता. It's not possible. So it's very difficult. They cannot cooperate with each other. For community building, we have to adjust with each other. Sometimes his ego, we have to bend down. Sometimes our ego will come, then other has to bend down. So somebody should bend down. Both ego, then it's so difficult. You have heard the story of that two goats crossing the bridge. How many of you heard the story? The bridge on a river, the two goats wants to cross. They go like this here. And they say, you get down. You get down, I will cross. She says, no, you get down, I will cross. So there was fight, and then both they fell in the river. So instead, what could have they done? What do you think? What is the solution? You had this story in your school or no?
One could have waited at one end, and after one crosses, other should have crossed.
No, means one has to get down like this.
If there is no space, they have to do like that.
There is
Otherwise, they should
solution.
adjust the way.
Yeah. In that, if one goat sits down, bends down, other goat can go like this, and then she can get up and go. एक अगर बैठ जाती है नीचे ऐसे, the other goat can go on above, but nobody is ready to sit. Both want to stand. Use it, and they are fighting, and then both they fall into the river. It's both die. So like that, pride can cause dissension in the community. So that fire we hear in Krishna Lila, 2 times there was fire. We saw 10th canto, no? Which were the 2 times?
This forest fire, Prabhu.
Forest fire.
Forest fire. Krishna swallowed that fire. Krishna swallowed that fire.
Yeah, but when was it?
And there was one more demon. Fire demon. Fire demon was there. Krishna killed that fire demon.
One was after
Before Kaliya Mardhan. One is just before Kaliya Mardhan.
No, after Kaliya.
After, yeah, immediately after. Yes, the same night. Yes.
They slept there, no? And then there was a fire. And then another fire was which is Munja Tavi. We read Munja Tavi. There the plant shrubs got on fire and the cows were trapped there by that Asura. And then Krishna's flute he played and like that. So both time Krishna, of course, one time he told others to close the eyes, and other time he like that only he drank the fire. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that this fire is called the fire of dissension between the devotees. So when there is dissension, fire, Agun Jwalbe, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, na? There is fire in the mutt. Everybody wants that room which is Ganga facing in the marble. So like that there are dissension, and that's how whole Gaudiya Math also fell down. So pride is very dangerous, ego. So that ego came in between. All the fight began because they drank so much. Then the ego becomes all the more. And because of that ego, intoxication, pride. they finished each other. And you will hear also it is given who fought with whom. I think ahead it will come. They are all like Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sartaki, and all that. It will be, they are fighting among each other. And bewildering. So that is one lesson we learn. So which all lessons we saw? We learn from this. First one was
Krishna cannot tolerate if his devotees are insulted. You gave that example of the Durvasa Muni asking him to take him around Dwaraka.
Yeah.
So
that was
his
the second
patient
point.
that was the second point, yes, Prabhu.
First you can tell.
Attachment, Prabhuji. Don't attach with this material world. It's like a soft bed.
The first one is this pastime is there for confusion. You want to confuse the theist and atheist.
Yes. Lord want to sort out, filter out devotees and non-devotees. Okay, that was first. Second was that Lord doesn't tolerate offense towards his devotees. And third one was
Want
Lord
to
is
show
teaching
this
us
metal
how
world
to
is not a permanent place to stay.
permanent place. You should not be attached to this material world, and also not be attached to the situations in the material world also. Third, and then fourth one. Three only we saw, no?
Intoxication leads to pride. Pride leads to
pride. Yeah, intoxication leads to pride, and then pride, ego, and that leads to dissension in the community. Yeah. What other lesson you can learn from this? From this pastime?
We cannot take
Krishna Leelas are not very easy to understand without Acharya's explanation.
Acharya has given some nine different explanation for this. I have just told 4. There are other 5 also.
Prabhuji, one of the things I heard in one lecture long ago. You cannot play around with senior Vaishnavas. Like the children, they went and they were actually making fun, and as a result of which this whole episode happened. So we have to show respect and don't play with senior Vaishnavas. It can cause a catastrophic situation.
Yeah, that is very much evident here. The children, all the children, but they should children play with children, not with such exalted Vaishnavas like Narada and others. They become proud. So that is there. But also, the Acharyas tell that how Lord considered that this whole group of these Yadus, it was so huge and so powerful. So Lord thought that if I live this world and go back to Godhead, then these devotees who love me so much, actually they will become mad by my going, because they love me so much. And in that madness, they will destroy the whole world. So that's why Lord thought of sending them first back, and then leaving. So that is one of the reasons that why Lord did like this.
You can see that even sometime material person will pass away. Some like me, cinema actor, or some politician, they make a big riot. Unbearable of separation in the city, they will burn things. It's so emotional.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Some big personality, if he dies, then the fans, they will do some riot or like that. That's true, because they cannot, there's such a person, and suddenly he leaves, like that. So our Acharya says this one of the reasons that Lord thought of sending them first, because they will create havoc. And then that will be great disturbance. Also, those demigods who had come to there were two parts in that. Some were like the Nitya Parshad and some were the demigods. So the demigods who came in the they also came as the Yadavas, and there were those eternal associates also. So when they went for this fighting, it is said that those who were these demigods, so they were one who were taken, and then they fought amongst themselves. And others who were eternal associates, they went directly. Some of the acharyas say like that. So there are like various reasons. And also we see that in the end, that Lord, when he is lying, that Jara hunter, what he does is, he sees that that toe looks like what it was looking like, Lord's toe.
Like a deer, Guruji.
Deer's eye. Nice. And then he shot that arrow. And then it right hit in Lord's leg. So then that time Lord came and he actually showed his Vishnu form, Narayan form to that hunter. And then he told about the hunter's past life. And who was that hunter?
Bhrigumuni.
Bhrigu. He was Bhrigu. So Bhrigu, because he did that test, God test. That was like kicking the Lord on his chair, and then he gets a reaction for that, which is very minor reaction he got. He could have got many, but he gets reaction as a hunter's. He gets a hunter's body, and of course then Lord sends him back to Godhead. Before he's going, Lord sends him, and then Lord leaves like that. So this hunter, he also. That's why it is said that we should be very careful in dealing with the direct Lord or deity. So because if you are in touch with fire directly, so Bhrigumuni, although he was doing a test, but then that test he had to bear the consequences also. So he had to become a hunter, and then whole life he lived like a hunter, and then Lord liberated him. But one should be very careful in dealing with the deity, then guru, and then fire. It is said like that. One should not go too near to the deity, guru, and fire, because there is chances of committing aparadh. So Bhrigu's going too near to the Lord and kicking him was not very good. The kind of test he took, so he got the reaction for that. So like that, this pastime is Jiva Goswami actually gives elaborate commentary in this Bhakti Sandarbha about this pastime, and he gives many reasons. I said 9 to 10 reasons he gives why Lord did like this. I am not remembering all, but few I told. So we at least can learn these few lessons, that be detached from this world. Kabhi bhi jana pad sakta hai. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. Be ready. Don't, chhod do. So that Lord is showing. Prabhupada once somebody came to Prabhupada and he was saying that they came from some organization which was conducting a big conference, religious conference, and the name of that conference was World Peace Conference. So we are arranging World Peace Conference. So they invited Prabhupada that Swamiji, can you also come? Prabhupada said, actually your World Peace Conference is just like making a toilet very nice place. And they were shocked how Swamiji is speaking like this. Prabhupada said, in a toilet, you want to do your business and get out. You don't stay there long. And you make the toilet only very nice place. And you want to stay there for a long time. And that is foolishness. So your World Peace Conference bringing peace in this world by so many these things is actually making this world with a toilet. And you are trying to extend your stay here and trying to make it peaceful. It is just like making toilet very nice place. Naturally, they were not happy. They just got up and left. Prabhupada gave a very direct answer to them. So what is like that? It's like a toilet. You have to just go and so His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj tells that in the Western countries they have such toilets, bathrooms, that it's huge, like a hall, big hall. You have seen such places, and they have inside library. They have TV. They have newspaper. They have magazine. They have nice garden pots and whatnot. You have heard about that? Maharaj tells such huge washrooms are there. So
I've also,
yes,
Prabhuji, I have also heard one particular actor who's a billionaire had a golden closet. So people are so obsessed with toilets.
Yeah, and they have such huge. Now the toilet is only for you do the toilet and get out. But you want to make it a very nice place. And sometimes you go there and you forget the business also, what you have come for, because so many things are there. And you get engrossed in that. So Lord is also teaching us, आ जाओ इधर, थोड़ी देर रहो, निकल जाओ. Don't stay long here. So that is the most important lesson we can understand from this, that be here as a guest. I told you, na? Act in a drama as if it is real life. Act in a drama as if it is real life. And act in real life as if it is a drama. So, in a drama, you should act as if it is real life, but act in real life as if it is a drama. Drama means you don't take drama very seriously. Like if you are a beggar in a drama, then after drama also you don't go and beg, I am beggar. Then you know it's for some time, and ho gaya, role ho gaya mera bhi, I am something different. You leave it there only. So like that also, we should take our roles in this world as a drama. But actually my role is what? Original role is Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityada. That is permanent role. That we should be absorbed. But in this role, if we get absorbed, then that is foolishness. It's a drama. It's a 60, 70, 80 years drama. So that's why we should act in a drama as if it is real life, act in real life as it is drama. So that is what I could remember from that past time I also read. Some more reasons are there, but these are what I remember. And this one, Yugo Swami says this one, and another one pastime is there, which is there in Mahabharata, where he also Kesha avatar. You have heard? Like Vishnu, Lord Vishnu takes two hairs from his head, one white and black, and he puts it on the ground. From one, the black hair Krishna comes, and from the white hair Balram comes. So this is there in Mahabharata. So then Jiva Goswami also elaborates what it means and why it is confusing. So that is also confusing pastime. And this one is confusing. Jiva Goswami had given a lot of commentary on these two things. You have heard the second one? Kesha Avatar.
No, Prabhuji, I have not heard.
Huh? Oh. Huh?
Prabhu, you may repeat that avatar about that. No, not
Acha.
heard.
I think Manoharini Mataji is telling. You heard, huh? Who said I heard?
No. I said not till now. I have not heard.
Oh, acha. It's very famous in the Mahabharata. It's there. Kesha Avatar. So that's what I told. Vishnu, he takes out the hair, two hair from his head, one white and one black. And he puts on the ground, and from that black Krishna comes, and from that white Balram comes. And it seems that like Vishnu is source of Krishna and Balram. So I am just adding to the confusing pastime. This is the list of confusing part. As somebody is raising hand, Shakundala Devi Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji, but Lord Vishnu and Krishna both are same, no?
Yeah, both are same, but there is difference also. The difference of the mood. So, of course, that is an elaborate discussion. But I am just telling that pastime also Jiva Goswami gives lot of reasons why it is there and how to see that. But this is a fact which is there, what I told. So, anyways, so as I said, confusing pastimes Lord does sometimes. तो only actually किसका ज़्यादा faith है, who then our faith is tested, na? Faith is tested. So Lord then it sorted out. The faith less, just like during Prabhupada times also that Purushottam, right? Purushottam, he left. What was the reason for him leaving? You don't know? Leelamriti.
It is that moon pastime, Prabhuji.
Moon landing.
Moon landing. Yeah.
Moon landing issue, he was very much disturbed. And he left the movement. He said, how can this happen? We are seeing in front of the eyes, they are going to moon. And Swamiji is saying, we cannot go to moon. So this is to filter out. So this kind of pastimes are to filter out or sort out non-believers from firm believers. So even after this pastime, we firmly believe that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all the Yadavas, they are the great devotees of the Lord, and this pastime is for these purposes. And a firm believer is never bewildered. But those who are half believer and not believer, they get sorted out. They leave. So then that's how process works. And when we have to go back home, back to Godhead, then there is more test, a thorough test. Because if we go with this mentality there, then there will be trouble for Krishna in the Leela. Again and again, you will ask, Krishna, how can you do this in the spiritual world? When Krishna wants to dance with the gopis, then you will go in the right in the middle and say, Krishna, how can you dance with the gopis? They are otherwise, we will create disturbance there. Is it not? How to understand? And Krishna wants to do their Ras Leela, and as a rascal, will go and will ask why. So that's why here only it's all filtered out, tested. Those who have firm faith that whatever Krishna does is right, they will only go. So how many have faith that whatever Krishna does is perfect? Raising hand. Sure. But then you have to answer also. Okay, Haribol.
So I am unable to raise hand, but whatever Lord does is perfect.
I'm sure whatever Lord does is perfect.
Yes, he is Achyuta. Achyuta.
So sometimes great people also get confused, like the Mahatma Gandhi. Of course, that title is not right for a Mahatma Gandhi. So Gandhi, what he said? If it is true that Krishna did Ras Leela, then I am ashamed to call myself as follower of Hinduism. Hindu. He said like this. Can you imagine? So people they get confused why Krishna did like that and why. But at least we should have faith that Krishna does everything right. We may not have explanation. Our acharyas gives explanation, but at least having firm faith. So this lila, Lord did emotional lila. We should have firm faith that it was perfect. There are so many reasons we can read, but Lord does perfectly. There is no flaw. Okay, somebody's raising hand for some question or what?
Name written in Telugu or Kannada. Please, devotee, please tell your name, please, or type in the chat box.
They want to make suspense. Okay. So thank you so much. So I myself was little disturbed because of some services were changed. So I could get a lot of relief from this pastime. Don't be attached to any service. Be attached to the service giver for whose sake we are doing service. The Lord is saying, don't be attached here. Anytime you will have to leave this world, what to speak of service. Okay. Thank you so much. My hand was raised as an answer to question. Okay. Yes, bro. Thank you. Okay, so we'll end. Yes. And I am Rayavaram Raghunandan. Rayavaram. Right? Rayavaram Raghunandan Prabhu. Okay. Thank you so much. So we'll end because now it's 10:30. I have to go and take rest.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your time and thank you for enlightening us.
Somebody is asking what was the service which got changed. That's why you are a little disturbed. That I will not tell.
Confidential. Most confidential knowledge.
Amongst Brahmachari ashram. But I am little disturbed, to tell honestly. But this pastime gave me nice solace. Don't be much disturbed. Don't be attached. Okay. Okay.
So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. On behalf of Kanada's devotees, would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of Prabhu. Let us take the shelter of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Bhagavatham ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grace Chaitanya Chandra ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So